Exploring the SRF of a coil. On my computer, the fat bulk of this waveform is the 50 Hertz AC coming in on the bloody mains. Can't get rid of that, unfortunately. I probably could filter it somehow, but I don't give a shit. The othery, the fast ones in between, is travelling at 425. There's a glare. 425 kilohertz. Now that's been picked up off one of my coils, off a lead and into the oscilloscope. I am oscillating this one at exactly what it says it is. And it's also 120 volts peak to peak. But that's actually more so a volt I've put it onto. So I got that going through the one coil. From that into the lead, I go straight to the LED, which is considerably bright, and just to a piece of pipe. That's pretty much all it is. Anyway, SRF, it's a very funny thing. It's basically has a parasitic capacitance kind of thing, so you don't really need a capacitor over the coil. It responds self-resonating frequency, so it responds at a particular frequency, and this one I've managed to get down to as low as 425. If I change this frequency, drop it down to 400, it's going down. I'll drop it down even further until the LED actually turns off. It's got a couple of frequencies it responds to, but anyway, so we're at 3 Hertz. And let's take it up. See how it goes on and off, on and off. And it got really bright just then. Oh, it likes that one. Oh, that's so bright. Alrighty, we like that one the best. What is that frequency? Oh, what we're up to. Alright, so that is the frequency at 1 volt. It's more than enough to drive this LED, and maybe then some. But we're going to experiment with our own thing, driving our own wireless power. So give me a second. Alright, so I've set up a broadcaster, and I'm broadcasting at 400 megahertz, 400 hertz, kilohertz. And it's receiving 1 point whatever millivolts. It's about the same as it was before off that same coil. It's picking up through the air. It going up and down, that just means the 50 hertz over the top of it. The broadcaster I'm using today is it's like a little Tesla coil that I made quite a while back. If I touch the end of it, can you see the little bit of a zappy there? Maybe not. See that? That burns the skin. But when I touch it, watch the frequency drop on the thing. There you go. Let go. Frequency back up. So we know it's coming from here. It's coming from this one. Alright, so I'm going to show you one more experiment. Alright, so this is a unique thing about this coil. I have on this breadboard 2 diodes and an LED. As you can see, one is going one direction, one is going the other way, cathode, anode, blah blah blah. And I'll use my body as an antenna, so I'll just touch that, and there we go. We turned it on, let go, turns off. And that will happen pretty close to the coil, very bright. So it's putting out a fair bit of energy. And even walking back to a meter away, actually it goes out about a meter away. So a little less than a meter away, it will turn back on again. Alright, so, oh yeah, and I've got to say this is broadcasting at roughly 400 kilohertz, just a little bit below what the SRF of the other coil is. So we're going to go back to the other coil. Alrighty, so this is the coil, which my camera will not focus on it, there we go. And now we're more than a meter away. My camera has a horrible focusing problem. And we've got the end of the coil unattached, right there, and LED, same configuration as it was before when we had it hooked up to the what do you want to call it, the frequency generator. It's still picking up the 400 kilohertz from this coil, and we'll use my body. A ground will be much better, but we'll use my body, and we'll see what happens. So, touch, don't touch. See if I can get it all into the one shot so we can see the whole entire thing. So, coil, copper rod, hand. Huh. Makes me a liar. Ah, that's right. It was shorting out. The stupid allocating clips. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So again, can we see that? Let go. Because it's a radio frequency, it actually responds as a reflector. So I'm not really quite touching it. It's always making me out to be a liar. But anyway, here we go. You can see my hand now. Pretty cool. And the coil is left open and the frequency generator is over there. Alright, one more experiment. Alright, lucky last experiment. Now, I'm down the hallway of my house. I've got my broadcasting antenna here. I've just had to find myself something to plug it into. But anyway, so let's count the meters we're away from it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There you go, I've got a 10-meter hallway. And now I've connected an earth ground. Right, that's all off. And just the earth section here. Straight into the antenna, because I realised I was backfeeding the signal before with the other experiment. So we'll feed it from the right side this time into our coil only, and onto the LED, which is actually on right now because of the antenna, and to the pipe. So it's not a particularly strong signal, but it's not exactly broadcasting on the SRF of this coil either, so it's just off. I'm quite sure if I got the signal perfect it would be a lot brighter, but if I turn the light off it can look more impressive. So yeah, that's from a fair distance away. I guess I have to prove that that this is what's actually driving it. So we'll turn it off. Coil's off. And we're not on at all. Look at that, it's picking up a frequency. Fancy, fancy. It's flickering away. So I don't know what that's responding to, but maybe there is a 400 kilohertz signal flying about. But good experiment, I reckon.